Okay, writing linear equations, part 2. So when we are writing linear equations, remember in the lesson above, we were given a point and a slope, okay? This time we're given 2 points. So the first step is to find the slope. So that, oops, didn't mean to do highlighter. This is step 1. And then afterwards, we're gonna do the same steps that we've already done. So there's only one new step to this, and it's just finding the slope, which we've actually practiced before. So I'm gonna zoom in here and we're gonna write x1. So, okay, both of these points are xy. Remember, a point is always xy. This is my first point and this is my second point. That's why I label them with 1s and then 2s. And when we plug it into our formula, y2 is -1 minus y1 is 7. So the minus comes from the formula, and then you plug in your y1. And then x2 is on the bottom, so x2 is 1. x2 here is 1. Then minus is part of the formula. And then x1, and your x1 is -3. So -3 means we're going to be adding it, right? Because it's going to be -8 over 4. And what's -8 divided by 4? -2. Now, what did we just find? We just found the slope. We found m. So my m is -2. Now, here's the thing. We can use, remember up here, I'm going to go back to our last lesson. Remember up here, we used a point and a slope. We've used a point and a slope, and we found y equals mx plus b. We're going to do the same thing. We just found our slope. Our slope is -2. We're going to choose either one of these points. I'm just going to choose this one. It doesn't matter which one you choose. If you choose this one, you're going to get the same answer. Isn't that cool? So y equals mx plus b. Because I chose this point, -3, 7, this is my x and this is my y. So my y is 7 equals m we just found. M is -2. X is -3 and then plus b. So 7 equals -2 times -3 is a +6. And then we subtract 6 from both sides. So 1 equals b. And we can write our new equation. We have 1 equals b, and we have m equals -2. So y equals -2x plus 1, mx plus b. Number 2. We're going to find our slope first. Both of these points are xy. But this is my first point and this is my second point. So we're going to use our formula here. So my formula is y2 minus y1. y2 is -4 minus y1 is -7. So minus -7 over x2, which is 3, minus x1 is -6. So it's minus -6. So that's going to be, this is a plus, this is a plus. So that's 3 over 9, and we can simplify by dividing by 3. So it's 1/3. So my slope is 1/3. Now I'm going to do the second step, which is use y equals mx plus b. Plug in my m and a point. This time I'll choose my second point. So I'm going to choose to plug in 3, -4. Now I know my m is 1/3 because that's what I just found. My y is -4 just because that's the point that I chose. You could also choose -6, -7. And my x is 3. I'm going to put a 1 underneath this so we can multiply these fractions. 1 times So I'm going to write negative 4 equals. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3. So it's 3 over 3. And what's 3 divided by 3? 1. I'm just going to rewrite it up here because I don't have enough room. So minus 1, negative 5 equals b. Y equals, now I can write my final answer. Mx, so my m was 1/3, x minus 5, because b is negative 5. Okay, number 3. This is x, y, x, y. My first point and my second point. So it's y2 minus y1. y2 is negative 6 minus my y1 is negative 1 over x2 minus x1. That's plus. So it's going to be negative 5 over 2. I cannot simplify that. So that is my m. That is my slope. Now the second step is to plug in my values to y equals mx plus b. I'll use the first point. So I'm going to use 2, negative 1. My y is negative 1. My m is negative 5 over 2. And I'm multiplying that by x, which is 2. And I'm going to have plus b at the end. Remember, if your number is not a fraction, put a 1 under it, and then just multiply across. So we have negative 1 equals negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. 2 times 1 is 2. So it's negative 10 over 2. What's negative 10 divided by 2? Negative 5. So it's negative 1 equals negative 5 plus b, and then we add 5 to both sides. We just found b. So my answer is y equals mx plus b. All right. Wow, we have a lot of these. We're not going to do them all. Let's do 4. How about you guys try 4? Try 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to do 7. Yeah, I'll do 7. And we'll go from there. Okay. So this is x, y, x, y. The first point, the second point. Then we're going to plug it into our slope. y2 minus y2 is 2 minus y1. y1 is negative 14. Over x2, which is 3, minus x1, negative 9. So add here, 16 over 12 divided by 4. Both of these can be simplified by 4. So it's 4/3. So my m is 4 over 3. That's my first piece of important information. And now I need to plug in either, you know what, I'm going to use the positive. I'm going to use 3, 2. Because both of these are negative, it doesn't matter which one you use, but just because they're both positive, I'm going to use this for x and y. So y is 2, m is 4 over 3, x is 3. Remember, I'm using this point for x and y. So y was 2, x is 3, and m is 4 over 3. And then do plus b, we're solving for b. Put a 1 under this so we can multiply. 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 1 is 3, so it's 12 over 3. 4 plus b. and then subtract 4. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. So that's my b. I already found my m, so it's y equals 4 over 3x minus 2. I know this is like the same thing over and over, but the best and only way to learn math is to repeat the same steps over and over, unfortunately, because I know it's not fun. Let's do 8. Let's do 8. Okay, x, y, both of these are 1s and these are 2s. So y2 minus y1, negative 1 minus, y1 is negative 3 over x2, which is negative 4, minus x1, which is negative 6. Add here, add here. So this is 2 over 2, which is 1. So my slope is 1. Now you have y equals mx plus b. I'm going to use the first point. Okay, so that tells you my y is negative 3. My slope is 1 and my x is negative 6. Right? Y is negative 3. X is negative 6. And my slope is 1. And we're finding b. So negative 3 equals to negative 6 plus b. Add 6 to both sides, so we have 3 equals b. Y equals mx plus b, 1x plus 3. All right, let's do, I want you guys to also try 9 and 10. And then we won't do, because we're going to do some more practice. Why don't you guys try 9 and 10, and we won't do 11 through 14.